Zimbardo!
In between the day and the night and the day again, there's the mysterious, the weird, the unacceptable. And Zimbardo. He dared to push the boundaries that weren't there. He dared to psychology. I am a deep sheik, and this is a documentary about that fateful experiment.
Our goal back in 1971 was to study the behavioral and psychological consequences of becoming a prisoner or prison guard. To do this, we decided to simulate a prison environment, both physically and mentally, and then observe the effects of this institution on all those within its walls. So, we built ourselves a prison and found some prisoners.
Stop right there! Show me your hands! Halt, peasant! Shut the fuck! Car.
Chuck it on your father, you chuck it on your brother, and you chuck it on your sister. You chuck it on that one, and you chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Yeah, man, I mean, I know I signed up for the thing, but then it was like, bam, fake cops, and hey, you're in prison now. Some experiment, man. Yeah.
The students that were selected for the experiment were some of the most emotionally stable of all who has signed up. Once we narrowed down who would be participating, we randomly assigned half of the role of prison guard and the other half would be, how you say, prisoners. That first night, we thought it might be a dud. The guards didn't know what to do with their role, and the prisoners didn't consider themselves prisoners.
Good.
And then everything changed. And then everything changed. And then everything changed.
Numbers.
734 819.
Pooped it. Excuse me? What did you say? Drop and give me 20. Really? Yes. No.
Prisoners were numbers rather than names. They wore the same clothes in an attempt to dehumanize, were treated as inferiors.
Didn't sound like much. I mean, any one of us could have been a guard. Could have been me, could have been you, but it wasn't.
The guards quickly escalated their demands. Counts became more and more frequent, and push-ups were used for basic punishment.
We became aware of certain rumors of a prison break. Obviously, we couldn't let that happen. Acting more as a prison superintendent than a scientist, I responded by trying to stop the escape rather than observe it.
In order to confuse the prisoners and prevent the escape, the prisoners were blindfolded and moved to a different location. No data was gathered on the rumored day of escape.
Guards were equally displeased with the prisoners' supposed plans. However, it turned out the entire escape was merely a rumor and never occurred.
Several prisoners had, what I suppose you would call breakdowns during the experiment. Amongst them, I remember 819 in particular.
Sir, may I go to the bathroom, please?
That's off schedule, 819. You're not permitted to go. That's an hour in solitary and 5,000 push-ups. Now.
"819 experienced an obvious mental breakdown, so we pulled him from the study. While he was waiting in a completely separate cell, the guards took matters into their own hands."
Numbers. 801.
416. 527.
Repeat after me. Prisoner 819 did a bad thing.
Prisoner 819 did a bad
Smack.
thing.
Because of what prisoner 819 did, my cell is a mess.
Because of what prisoner 819 did, my cell is a mess. Prisoner 819 did a bad thing. Because of what prisoner 819 did, my cell is a mess. Prisoner 819 did a bad thing. Because of what prisoner 819 did, my cell is a mess.
I did a bad thing. 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 I did a bad thing.
Prisoner 416 was added partway through as a replacement for one of the removed prisoners. As he was unaccustomed to the prison, he was more rebellious than the other prisoners.
Number.
412.
Here's your food. Number. 801. Number. I. You think that's funny? You think you're funny? Eat the food.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Yeah. I did.
Move.
Eat the food! Eat it!
It's either you give up your blankets or 416 stays in solitary all night.
Let's vote. Would you like your blanket or would you like 416 in solitary?
I'm gonna go with blanket.
Vote.
Blanket.
Vote.
Blanket.
Man, everyone
was taking it so seriously. I was like, this is an experiment, relax. But everyone's like, no, it's real, you can't get out. I was like, yeah, right. And I struck back. The guards handled it. It was more real than I thought.
The guards were overstepping their bounds, and they were the ones who set up those bounds just days ago. I had to step in to get 416 back to his cell. It had gone too far, and it took Maslach to make me see that. Without noticing, I had been completely immersed in being a prison superintendent and stopped treating it as a proper experiment.
The experiment was terminated after just 6 days, compared to the 14 initially planned. Both prisoners and guards were affected for a long time after the experiment, even with its early termination. Now then, I hope everyone was paying attention, as there's now a 20-question pop quiz. Should I talk?
Yeah.
Right. Slam. Smack. Wah, 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 wah. Lens. Flare. Sample. Text. Mom, get the camera. See, I can work with this background noise. Yeah. Wee, 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 wee. Bang. Bang, bang. You're under arrest, bucko. Jillian, why are you laughing at me?
Go! Go!
Oh god.
Oh god! Not the stairs!
Yeah.
Rule number 1, do as I say. Rule number 2, always do as I say. And rule number 3, no crumping.
Excuse me?
What?
Do you know anything of that rule? I can't.
Because 8 days ago, your movie was coming along.